Right, what's up YouTube? It's One Way Up here back with another car review. And right in front of me I have a large SUV. This is the Nissan Armada 2020 version. And the color you're looking at is Hermosa Blue. So this is Nissan's entry into the large SUV lineup. And that lineup includes cars from other manufacturers such as the GMC Yukon, Chevy Tahoe, Ford Expedition, the Lexus RX, but that would be more of the luxurious side. But there's also the Infiniti QX80, which is basically the same version as this. But giving you guys a quick look at it, this SUV has a very high top. It feels higher than the other large SUVs like a Tahoe, like I said before. But some people like the styling for the Armada, others don't. I mean, this SUV isn't as popular as its competitors, but if you're a big Nissan fan, then this SUV should be fine for you if you're looking for a large SUV. So walking around this SUV, this is the second generation of the Nissan Armada, which started in 2017. And the Armada has been out since 2004. So when they redesigned it for 2017, they basically gave it the same look. They used the same platform basically as the Infiniti QX80, which is what it's called now. Before it was called the QX56, I believe. But overall, I mean, you do get the V8 badge right there on the side. On the QX80, I believe, you get a 5.7 liter badge. But overall, I mean, it looks exactly the same as the Infiniti QX80, just that you're paying a little bit less because it's the Nissan branded version of it. So you get a nice grille right there with fog lights. Now these mirrors, these side view mirrors are very big on this. Like if you look at, let's say, the Chevy Tahoe, its mirrors are smaller, and over here you see these are much longer, wider, more square shape. So this is the SV model, SV all-wheel drive, and the Nissan Armada starts at about 47,000 MSRP, going up to the platinum versions, and those will be around your 60,000 MSRP. But if you're going to pay that much, you might as well go for the QX80 if you want to feel a little bit better about spending that much money on an SUV. Not everyone would feel too happy to spend 60K on a Nissan, but it is exactly the same as the QX80 and a little bit less. So, same Nissan key. They had this key for many years now. I would say it's about time they redesign it, but they haven't really decided to do that as of yet. Keyless entry, of course. Touch to lock and unlock. Opening up the Armada. One thing I noticed right away about this interior is that it does have a lot of wood trim going across the center dash and the door. Kind of wraps around a little bit. But right off the bat, just by looking at the seats, they look very plush and big and comfortable and soft. And that is true. Even though this is the cloth version, these seats do feel very soft and comfortable to sit in. And you get a little bit of a striping going along the sides of the seats. Now I'm going to step into the Nissan. Has a solid door. Let me just turn it on. Engine sounds nice when it starts up. Let me turn down this AC. Now this steering wheel, same steering wheel that's in the Pathfinder, and that's pretty good. Let me just pop the hood for you guys real quick. Stepping out. Have the Nissan chirps when you leave the car with the key in your pocket. So lifting up this engine, right here we have a V8 5.7 liter you're getting 390 horsepower from this engine and also 394 foot-pounds of torque. So has a good amount of power, definitely enough to move a car of this size. So won't be disappointed with that. I'm glad that they didn't go with, let's say, a turbo 6 engine like you get in the Expedition over there. But yeah, I mean, the door armrest right here is nice and soft, very plush. I do love that about this car. It feels softer on the interior as opposed to, let's say, the Ford Expedition or Chevy Tahoe. Soft leather right here. The handle, nice and soft, easy to grab. Automatic windows, and they can fold as well. Now, as far as the center screen, you don't really have much customization with it, as opposed to, like, you know, the GMC, Yukon, etc. But you do have everything that you need here for your basic info. These are your controls right here, and trip reset button. These is for the brightness of the screen. And over here you use these buttons to navigate the center screen, which is different than other manufacturers. They would have it on the steering wheel, but on the steering wheel on this side you have your cruise control, and you can also control the distance as to how far it keeps the car in front of you, which is adaptive cruise control. Bluetooth and phone control buttons right here. Automatic lights, of course. But overall, with the way this interior is looking, I do like that this car has a very high ceiling. This SUV, when you sit in it, you have a lot of headroom. But if you drive this car at high speeds and you turn a lot, it does have a higher rollover risk than other SUVs. I've driven this and it feels less safe at high speeds, but generally most people shouldn't be really driving this car at high speeds. So, but yeah, getting you guys a look at this wood trim. A lot of wood here. It's fake wood. I'm in the QX80. I'm guessing it would be real wood, but it still looks nice. I do like that it also wraps around over there on the passenger side, so it gives the car like a nice elegant look. Soft stitching all the way down here, which is nice. You know, it feels very plush all around with this interior. That's something I really do like about it. Now the design, I don't like the way all these buttons are right here. It looks a little bit outdated, but other than that, I mean, the way everything feels, the material quality does feel very nice. But all these buttons kind of overcomplicate when you're navigating your infotainment system. And same thing with the climate controls. I just feel like it could have been laid out and designed a little bit better. Maybe less buttons. Also, a CD player, we don't really need that in 2020. But I believe they should be redesigning this car in the next coming years or so. But another thing about the Nissan screen, their infotainment, this is the same one that's in the Pathfinder. And, you know, it's decent. It's a little bit laggy, as you can see, when I'm navigating the menu. But let's go to other apps and information. It's alright. I mean, it doesn't look as good as other ones and other manufacturers, but like I said, I feel like it's a little bit overcomplicated. It's kind of hard for you to, even using the radio controls, you have to press the audio. There's no audio button here. And let's see, it's kind of redundant. I press audio twice. I have my different sources right here, and I can also just leave it the way it was before, and then I have it up here. So there's a lot of redundancy with this setup. And the volume knob is down in here, so I thought it was up here. You can also use this to scroll through the screen, which is unnecessary if you could just touch it. But Yeah, not the best infotainment setup, I will say that. Down here though, power outlet, 12 volt, 2 USB ports, heated seats. These are blank buttons because this isn't the SL trim, but you do have the option to get ventilated seats. I'm sure that's what that's for. Park review, reverse neutral drive. Now this car does come with parking sensors, and as you turn the wheel, you do get guidance lines that does turn with the wheel. And you also have a manual mode right there. This knob is to change between 4-wheel drive or auto mode, which is changes between 2-wheel and 4-wheel drive. The traction control, it has a tow mode and a snow mode. So maybe they could have used this spot to have an easier navigational tool instead of putting this thing up here, which is kind of useless in my opinion. Also, you can push it up and down, which you can also turn it. I guess I could see it could be useful, but still, they could have done a better job in my opinion. Bose sound system, which is nice to have. Sounds pretty good in this car. Now, one thing I found very interesting is that you have the option to hide your cup holders. So these are the 2 cup holders that the car comes with. And holy shit, I thought that was a roach. Alright, anyways, you get a decent amount of storage, not as much as other vehicles up front. You also have another storage outlet right here that you could hide away. You could put some things in there if they don't stick out. But I do like that you have the option to hide it away to give it a nice clean look. You get to see that wood. This center armrest is very nice and soft. Padded, goes with the theme of the car. Everything feels very soft and plush in here. And when I open this up, you get a good amount of space in here. Not as much as other cars in the segment, other large SUVs, but you do get a decent amount of space. I do like that this is nice and soft, and you do have a chrome going along different parts of the interior, which switches it up a lot. Now I'm going to stand down and go into the back seat. But I can't get over how soft these chairs feel. They feel very nice and soft. Now you can get this in leather as well, but the cloth, I mean, it feels very fine the way it is. So if you want leather, that'll be extra. But I feel like you'd be very comfortable with just the cloth seats that this car comes with. Speaker in the rear door. Now, the fact that given this is a large SUV, you do have a good amount of space in the back. Even if you're a tall individual, I have, I would say, about a couple inches of leg room. Of course, I'm going to have a lot of headroom because this car has a very high ceiling. You do get vents right here, which is cool. I do like that. It kind of gives the car like a clean look on the roof. It does make the ceiling feel a little bit higher because the vents are on the side, and you can get air blowing right in your face if you want. So overall, yeah, definitely nice back here. And there's the third row. Let me just step out into the back, give you guys a look at the third row. Let me come around to the other side. So, interesting thing that you can do with this vehicle is when you fold down the seat, get into the third row, you also have the option. There's a button right here on the passenger side. You can recline the seat a little bit, which is cool, and you can also bring it forward and fold it down if you need additional cargo space. So that's nice to have. Let me step in. Okay, so I have the seat pulled up. Alright, so I'm 6'3". I'm not gonna have a lot of space back here, of course. This is gonna be more for little kids, but I could sit back here, just not for a long trip. Now my head does reach the ceiling, so I can't sit up straight. So probably can't spend more than like 5-10 minutes back here, but at least I could sit. Right, stepping out. Yeah, very soft all around. Even this cloth material feels very nice and soft. Get nice LED headlights right here in the front. So yeah, overall, I mean, the Nissan Armada, this hasn't really been a popular large SUV in the large SUV segment, but overall I feel like it's definitely a solid option that you can go with. Now, it is sharing a platform with the Infiniti QX80, so you don't have to spend that much money to get similar quality and comfort. So with that being said, thank you guys for watching this video. Don't forget to rate, comment, and subscribe. I have more videos coming on the way, and I'll see you in the next one.